What's going on, everyone? My name is Eric, and you're watching the Get Me Out of Here vlog. Today, I'm at the desert domes of Casa Grande here in Arizona. These domes were built in 1983 by a tech company called Innerconn Technologies. They were based out of Silicon Valley in California, and they built these outlandish, these very strange, bizarre domes that were supposed to be a manufacturing hub for circuit boards, for circuit boards for computers and watches. Well, they went bankrupt shortly thereafter, and these have been left to rot here in the Sonoran Desert ever since. So for about 40 years, these have been left abandoned. Since then, people claim that there have been satanic rituals here in these domes, and that they claim to see shadow figures and ghosts and hear mysterious noises here in the desert. There's also claims that this is Indian burial ground, and that building these structures here have awakened the spirits of the Native American tribes in this region. So there's a lot of ghost stories and unknown occurrences that supposedly happen here at the domes of Casa Grande. So follow me as I explore this bizarre, abandoned attraction here in Arizona in the Sonoran Desert. Just look at this, it looks like a UFO. Graffiti all over the outside of this. And take a look at the inside. There is graffiti all along the walls. There's a cool looking cactus guy. It's actually made out of tile here at the entry of this UFO as well. That's pretty cool. That is really cool looking. You know, it almost looks like it's in the shape of a swastika though, which is kind of weird. So Ghost Adventures filmed in here. Listen to that audio. That's wild. Ghost Adventures filmed at this location, at these abandoned domes. They're supposed to be haunted, even though they were built in the 80s as like a tech startup. But there's supposedly satanic worshiping and rituals that have taken place here. And people say that they see shadow figures and things like that along here as well. So just wild to see these caterpillar-like structures here. So alien looking, such a weird architectural design. Of course, these were made in the early 80s. A lot of weird architecture, of course, coming out of the 80s. But yeah, just so bizarre to think too. A lot of people say that they see UFOs here in the desert in the Southwest. So it kind of eerily goes with that theming, that kind of outlandish, out of this world theming here in the desert. So it's a really truly unique spot here. I can't say I've ever seen anything like it before. Walking inside this caterpillar-like dome structure. The acoustics are pretty wild in here. And you gotta be very careful because they are falling apart. In fact, the ceiling caved in on the neighboring building. And these are set to be demolished. Supposedly they were supposed to be demoed in 2019, but they still stand. It's crazy how the smallest sounds are heard echoing throughout these dome-like chambers. The acoustics are out of this world themselves, but yeah, you can see how unstructurally sound these shell-like structures are. They are crumbling and falling apart, so I'm not going to spend too much time inside this. But yeah, look at this dome here. The ceiling has completely collapsed. And this has happened, I think this happened in 2018. So this actually collapsed after the Ghost Adventures episode was filmed. And it's actually a beautiful view of the mountains there. Look at that. Yeah, this whole thing is gonna fall down. I should probably not be standing here. You can see the cracks all the way across what's left here in the opening way. So yeah, I'm actually surprised it hasn't collapsed, because this supposedly happened over there in 2018. So yeah, it's only a matter of time before the domes will be no more. Just unbelievable. And yeah, they just left it. You know, I don't know what they would do. Nobody wants to invest money to come and clean this thing up, but this entire roof collapsed in 2018, and you can see again the cracks over there. This whole thing, it's just a matter of time before it falls apart on itself. Now, I read online that they were set to demolish all of these domes in 2019. That clearly has not happened. So, documenting this while it still exists, because it won't be here much longer, whether the city of Casa Grande takes this into their own hands and tears these down, or if they just collapse on their own and let nature take over. I don't know which one will happen first, but these will not be around much longer. It's crazy how just walking creates these wild acoustics. You know, it's no surprise to me if people hear weird sounds, because just the smallest noise is amplified in these domes. Right. I haven't been inside this one yet, so let's explore this last caterpillar-looking dome. Just amazing how much graffiti is on all the walls on the inside and the outside of these domes. Wow, this is truly out of this world. Whether or not there's truth to the ghost stories, the satanic rituals that supposedly have taken place here, I will say that it is nothing I've experienced before. These truly unique, bizarre, dome-like structures left to rot here in the desert, and then even just me speaking the smallest sounds amplified to sound like they're from some alien planet. Truly is unique. Yeah, supposedly there have been bodies of dead animals found around here, coyotes, dogs. Some rumors of people, I don't think that's true, but who knows? I'm sure dead animals have occurred or appeared around here, and whether or not they're due to satanic rituals is anybody's guess. But yeah, supposedly that takes place here in these domes in the middle of the Sonoran Desert. Now, I will say I don't feel anything weird. It's just kind of a unique abandoned spot. I'm more afraid of the walls collapsing on me than I am of ghosts and demons at this point. But yeah, it is truly a unique place to see here in the desert. I don't know how well my audio is going to come through because, again, the acoustics here are truly unique. You can see there's a lot of trash laying around in here. There's even a trash bin, which is kind of weird. And then a tire laying down here as well. But other than that, just a lot of beer cans, empty spray paint cans, canisters. No evidence of dead bodies or satanic rituals, at least that I can see here today. But yeah, you can see, look at that. The dome is crumbling away. There's a small piece of rebar stretched out. Not a lot of rebar exposed. I feel like a lot of this is shotcrete. But yeah, this whole thing is coming down. It's not going to last much longer. And I'm going to step outside because that's what I'm afraid of most. And what we got here is this dead body. Oh, just rocks. Just rocks in there. I guess somebody's trying to clean up some rocks. It's hard to see these as any type of manufacturing hub. I will say that. Yes, the 80s were a weird time, but I can't see them mass producing circuit boards for computers in these strange yet kind of small dome-like structures. I don't get it. I don't know what the architect was thinking. Standing in the foundation of one of these, what was to be a future dome, but that did not happen. And there's another foundation right over there and right over there. So three potentially future domes laid out before Innerconn, the tech company, went bankrupt and had to halt construction. So what was to be just left here, unfinished. Look at this beehive above the doorway of one of the caterpillar-like domes. There's so many bees. Wow, and you can see it's like swelled up on top too, so who knows if that's part of the hive. Yeah, a giant beehive right above the side door. Right there. I'm gonna get out of here. I don't want to be stung. Kind of a cool looking face flipping me off next to the beehive. I don't think those are killer bees. I feel like they'd be stinging me already if they were, but I'm not gonna get closer and find out. All right, time to go. Had to get one more shot of this UFO flying saucer looking dome. Gosh, it's just so weird. And then of course the other two structures or three structures of these caterpillar looking domes are kind of merged together. And then you got this one here that just is kind of a standalone flying saucer dome. All right, let's enter a flying saucer dome one more time. You can see, like all the other ones, just lots of graffiti all over the walls. I do like they have these like portal looking windows here as well, just so bizarre. And there is a weird, I will say this is kind of weird, there's a circle of sand or salt here in the middle, which could be remnants of a ritual. It's kind of hard to say. And you can see, actually, it says 666 right there, too. So yeah, it says 666. The sign of the beast, the devil. There is a circle of what appears to be salt or sand. So if there is any evidence that I've seen today of any kind of satanic ritual, this would be the most I've seen. Right here. And this flying saucer looking dome. All right, I'm standing in the middle of the circle here, the circle of salt, next to the 666. Hey, just look at that. I don't know what that means. Does it mean I've entered a portal? A satanic portal? I don't know. I feel pretty good right now. Nothing crazy yet. Yeah, I would say that's probably the strangest thing I've seen so far today in the domes. It's maybe that's possible evidence of some satanic rituals still taking place here. I don't know. But that's the most evidence I've seen so far today. Whoa, and look at that. There's another evil black shadow figure painted there on the wall here in this UFO-looking structure. Well, this has been interesting. These are the domes of Casa Grande. Just rotting away, falling apart here in the Sonoran Desert. What have I learned today? Well, it's hard to say if this place is haunted. I do not know. Maybe it gets weirder as the sun goes down. Maybe there's some truth to the voices and the figures that people claim to see here at these deserted domes. Now, is there evidence of satanic worship and rituals? Well, that was kind of weird with the salt circle that I saw in this UFO dome. So I would say yes, there is quite possibly some evidence here of people, whether they're, or it could be pranksters, either one, but people actually taking it serious and worshiping Satan in these domes. It's hard to say, but there is definitely some bizarre things that I saw in there. And a lot of great, amazing graffiti, I will add as well. So a lot of graffiti, whether or not people are having fun with the urban legends, the myths, it's hard to say. But I will say that this is truly a unique structure here in Arizona. I do love the myths and the urban legends, and yes, Ghost Adventures did film here as well, which kind of makes this a big deal. But it's hard to say if it's really haunted. I don't know if it is. I didn't get any weird feelings at all walking around the domes. But I will say it's definitely worth a visit just south of the town of Casa Grande. These will not be here much longer. They are falling apart, and yes, be very wary because they, the larger Caterpillar one back in 2018 did collapse, the ceiling collapsed, so these are not structurally sound. Be very careful when you are walking and exploring the domes of Casa Grande because they will not be here for very much longer. I can guarantee that. So I'm glad that I came out here today to document these for you. Whether the legends exist, it's hard to say, but for now, I had a great time exploring these. I am hot. It is hot out here in the deserts, the Sonoran Desert of Arizona. So I'm going to say it is time for me to get out of here. Thanks for watching, everyone.